Okay, so this workshop, I'm calling it workshop, webinar is about using Pear Deck. So we are going to be using Pear Deck during our webinar. So I'm going to share my screen with you. And the way Pear Deck works is we have to share a code with students. And so I'm gonna share it with you and so that we can get started, okay? So. Okay, so I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna walk you through doing all of this. And so we will know by the end of this webinar, I hope, how to do that. So it's generating the code. Just a few more seconds. Okay, so in order for you to have access to these slides, so that's what makes Pear Deck really, really fun, is you're gonna be interacting with the slides directly. So the only thing that I feel is a little bit cumbersome for students in the beginning is this, but once they get this, you're ready to go. So you have to go to this website here. So you open a new browser, a new window in your browser. So you'll go to joinpd.com and you have to input this code here. So broke carrots, quiz, zesty, incentives. So you copy the code and you open a new window or a tab, go to joinpd.com and you input the code, okay? And then you will be led to the slides, okay? So I'm feeling great today. And there you go, you have direct access to the slides. Okay, so we're gonna be using it, experimenting with it as students so that we can think about it as teachers, wearing student and teacher's hat. So I'm gonna give you a few more moments to do that. I'm gonna put the code in the chat box, okay? So that you have the code. And remember, you have to go to join PD. So joinpd.com is the website, and this is the code. So this might take the students a little while to get used to, but you practice with them, and once they get it, they are fine. I think it's the only thing that might get in the way a little bit of you using it. My son is 6, so I have recommended the teachers to use this app with the students, and they used it. But I knew how to access it, so it was quick, but I could see that some parents needed some more time to get used to this. But once they get it, it's fun, and he had so much fun because he could draw on the slides. They did math on the slides. So, okay, so we have about 33 participants, and I can see here that 24 of you have joined. So I'm gonna give you 10 more seconds to join. So again, you open a new tab in your browser, okay? And then you input the code. So once you do that, that's the code. And the code will always be here on the upper right, okay? So that you can, so that students that did not get it in the beginning, maybe they are late, they can always join. So we have 26. So Lara is asking, should we follow you in the shared screen or in the Pear Deck itself? So you can follow me in the Pear Deck itself, and that's what's cool about it. So I'm going to explain. So feel free to just follow it in the Pear Deck. And if I share something else with you, I'll direct you to the shared screen. And I'm gonna show you what this also entails in terms of sharing videos and everything. So it makes it really, really, um, the quality of the video, for example, is a lot better. Okay, so you're on the, okay. So I can see 28 people have joined. We still have five that have not joined. So if you have not joined, just let us know. So again, you have to go to joinpd.com and input this code here. So I'll count to 10. And then if you have not joined yet, you just let us know and we'll try to help you later, okay? Because I want to get started. Okay, so let's get started. So to start the class, I'm just gonna click here, start class. And then I also have my view of the presentation. We're gonna talk a little bit about that, the student view and the instructor's view. So if you wanna have, as an instructor, you have many privileges, but if you wanna have the student view as well, you just do what I did. You open a new tab in your browser, and then you do as the students do, and then you will be able to see what the students are seeing too, which can be helpful. Okay. All right, so let's get started. So we are gonna start the class with experimenting a little bit with a warm-up activity. So I want to know from you, what has been filling up and draining out your buckets lately? So we're gonna share this in the next slide. Okay, so when you go to the next slide, you are able to, in your view, to draw or write in this slide. So what has been filling up? What's something positive in your life now? And what's something negative in your life now? So what's been filling up my bucket lately is the thank yous that I'm getting from my students. So I can write this using text. So here I can use text and say thank yous from my students. And I can also highlight and draw. Okay, so let's draw, and I'll choose like green. I love green. So draining is really like every day. Every day. And then I'm gonna put text. Is the same. Like the same of every day. Okay, so you can do whatever you want here. I have asked my students to do that lately. It was so fun. They draw on it, they highlight things. And then this is what the student view is, because I want to do it. I want to do one, but this is my view as an instructor. And then when I show the responses here, I can see everybody's responses. So, and then I really like that this is anonymous, and I can show the students' responses without showing the students' names. But I saw that my son's teachers, they wanted to see their name, so they asked the students to just write the name on this slide. Okay, so you can do that as well. So we can see that I am healthy, it's filling up, then work is tiring, for sure draining. I feel we're working so much more now. It's amazing. We are at home, but we are working more. Sunny days and yoga. Oh yeah, yay for our sunny days and yoga, and managing work and parenting. New York State TESOL, yay! Bureaucrats slow to help ELS for sure. So you can see that we can see all the students' responses here, which is pretty exciting. Keeping kids on task, oh my gosh, I relate so much to this. It's such a struggle to get my son to do homework every day. So, so that's one thing that you can do with your students. I have been really enjoying doing these warm-ups, and I'm gonna show you how to do them. So you can see that that's a little bit of a taste of what Pear Deck allows you to do. So before we get really started, I want to give you some important information. So current members of NICE TESOL can apply for unlimited hours of CTLE credit. So if you want to use today's webinar for CTLE credit, just go to our website. You have information there. We have our new website. So Laura created this wonderful, wonderful website for us. And if you're not a member, you can join for 2020 using this code. So all this information now can be accessed through our website. Okay, so don't forget to visit. It's an amazing website with so much information. Okay, so in this workshop, we will engage in paired activities as students, experiment a little bit, share insights, maybe if we have time, breakout rooms, if we have time, and then reflect on our learning. And you can see that I'm using beautiful templates provided by Pear Deck, and I'm gonna show you where you can find them, okay? So first things first, so how to register for Pear Deck? If you go here on this website and you can click directly from your own slides, you will be taken to the Pear Deck's main page, and you have to log in or create a login for you. So you will register as a teacher, and they will ask you what school you are in, but it's completely free. And what Pear Deck does is it becomes an extension, an add-on to your Google Slides. So let me show you. So if you can go back a little bit to my shared screen, you will be able to see that me here on my Google Slides, you can see that I have the add-on Pear Deck. So once you register, you will be able to have this deck as an add-on to your Google Slides. When I presented this last month, one of the people that participated, they were really worried because Pear Deck asks you to give information and share what you have in Google Drive, for example. So the reason they do that is because everything the students do gets stored in your Google Drive. So Pear Deck creates a Google Drive folder with all of the students' work, which is pretty amazing. So I would recommend that you really use your school's Gmail. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes to just register so that you have it yourself. And then if you have any questions, I'm here to help you. Okay, so I'll give you a couple of minutes to register. I like to play music while we are doing this, but last time I played music and we could not upload our video to YouTube. So no music, everyone. So just a couple of minutes. And then I'm gonna go through and see if there is any question in the chat box. Okay, so I have a few questions. So Laura asked, sorry, Laura, I'm calling you Laura. My Portuguese is kicking in. This is amazing. Does it generate a slide for each participant automatically? Yes, so each participant will have their own deck. And what's amazing about this is that you can create both synchronous classes, which we are doing now, but also you can create an asynchronous packet for the student to go to do on their own time. So you can do a kind of a lesson and post it, and the students can go through the slides on their own time, and there are so many functionalities, so they can, it's like a module, so it can create both sides. Thank you for the Brazilian pronunciation. Do you receive all the responses automatically, or do students have to click submit somewhere? No, we receive everything automatically, which is pretty cool. And the Google Drive folder is created automatically as well. I have the Pear Deck add-on, but it doesn't show up on my bar like yours. Yes, that happened to me too, Eva. And I'm not sure how it transitioned into showing it, but I was like you too. I had to click on add-on, and then I have, like, say, Nearpod and Pear Deck, right? But I am not sure how it started showing. Maybe because I'm using it a lot. Maybe it's by use. So when you start using it a lot, so Laura is saying it might be in the settings. On your Chrome setting, you have to edit. But once I started using it a lot, it just showed up. So, okay, so let's go to the next slide. Okay, so what does Pear Deck look like? How does it feel to be a student? So I want to ask you, have you ever used Pear Deck before? Some of you have used it before. And this is a slide that is a multiple choice option. So just click on the one that you feel more comfortable with. So yes, I have lots of experience. I have used some, I have never used it. And then this is a way for me to gauge where you are, but also for you to experiment with this function, which is the poll. Um, so, so we can see that most of you have not used it. So see, my teacher's view would show this, which is amazing. So I do like a poll with the classroom, and I like this better than the Zoom poll because the Zoom poll is nice, but it doesn't have this view. So I like the visual that it allows. So Vera is asking, do I have to get approval from my school to have it? I don't think so. I don't think you have to get approval from your school. Okay, so so you can see that. So I wanted you to see this view, and I wanted to also say that let's say we get back to normal, right, to classes face to face someday. I'm hoping, and you can also use this program in your classroom because the students can each have a Chromebook or an iPad, and they will have access to this as well. So you can show this in your screen, for example, on the projector or smartboard, and then the students will also have it as you are having it now on their computer. So it's a great option for in-class use as well. Okay, this is another kind of slide. It's called a writing slide. Students can write, and I want to ask you, so what are you wondering about Pear Deck? What do you wonder about it? And then you can write your response, and it's a kind of chat again. So you answer here, right? So what you're wondering, your questions, and again, it's a kind of a chat box or online discussion, but the view is so much nicer. So I'll go back to my view here and present your responses again. And then I can see, everybody can see it. And you can show it in your classroom or in the synchronous online environment. So can I add it to my own slides? Yes, I'm gonna show you how. I like the greeting platform for attendance. Yes, for sure, that's a great idea. How is this different from Nearpod? That's a great question. I find this very similar to Nearpod. I haven't used Nearpod much because I found Pear Deck more fun looking than Nearpod. That's why. I thought it was more fun, but they're very similar. So if if you are familiar with Nearpod and you're using it, you will like this, and you can choose. And also Nearpod and Pear Deck, each one of them, they have a little bit different functions, no, but options. But for example, Nearpod has Nearpod Collaborate that I love, but Pear Deck is more fun looking, I think. Okay. How can students use this from home if we are not connected? You mean connected to a Wi-Fi? I don't think they can use this without a Wi-Fi, unfortunately. Is there a way to attach orally? Yes, you can attach oral recording to the slides, and I'm gonna show you how. First grade yellow. So yeah, we're gonna talk about activities. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go get started because I think you wanna see some examples of activities. So I wanna get to this question because this is always something that I worry about too, like having one more app for students to load. Yes, but I have to tell you first, Pear Deck is an add-on to your Google account, so you don't need a new login or password. You use Gmail, your Gmail account. So that's really good because you don't need to create a password and things like that. So I think that's very cumbersome. The other thing is, I think this one is worth it because it makes your class more interactive, and I'm gonna show you how now. But yes, there is the added on task of going to the Join PD website and inputting the code. But once you have practiced that 3, 4, 5 times, I think students will be fine with it. They will get to their routine. So, okay. So let me go because I think I'm getting a lot of questions on how do I use it in my class. Okay. So so this is another one that you can use that we're just experiencing as students. And it's do you feel comfortable sharing your thoughts out loud right now? And it's another one that it's a multiple choice. And and what I like about this is I am having a lot of silence from my students lately in the online classes. They feel more comfortable using the chat and writing than talking. And mine are college students, so they are very active with chatting, but they are not very active with saying things out loud. They just feel intimidated. And I have noticed that with other classes as well. Elementary, if you don't call on them, they are not gonna share. So this one, my students, I have been using this a lot because then I know who is feeling good about sharing and who does not want to share at all. So we can see from this chart here, for example, that many people please don't call on me right now. Which is kind of really fun to see and meaningful for us to know who wants to participate or not. And then we have one person here who is absolutely, please call on me. And then I would say, well, who said absolutely, please call on me? And then the person can share. Yes, I agree with Alana. So Alana is saying I have a student with selective needs. This could be a great platform for him. He's very shy. Exactly. So Laura is asking, so how can you see who has said that? I cannot see who has said it, but so maybe that's a drawback, but I don't think so, because when I say, for example, here, who said absolutely, please call on me? Just say something like hi or whatever. Maybe you don't feel so comfortable in sharing. Okay, anyway, so you can say something like, oh, if you feel like you are okay with sharing, you marked B or you marked A, you can share this right now. But yes, we cannot see who has shared this. Maybe there is another way of seeing it after from the data, but I again, I don't find it this being a disadvantage. I find it an advantage because I like anonymity, so that people can choose to participate or not. So other ideas. Okay, I'm gonna share these ideas with you, and later I'm gonna share with you how you are able to add these ideas once you have installed Pear Deck. Once you have installed Pear Deck to your Google Slides. Okay, so and later, Laura, this app it stores all the student work in OneDrive, so we can see later the students' responses. Okay, so I can see who did what and everything. Okay, so let me show you very quick ideas so that once we have shared, I can show you how to really create things. So this is a matching slide, and it's a drawing slide. So they can draw lines. Okay, so lime to lime, raspberry to raspberry. So thinking about lower grades, this is a really good one. Okay, so you can play with it a little bit if you want. So for example, you can do, sorry. So you can do this, right? For example, or you can circle. Okay. So kids can have fun with that. And then again, you can see some teachers are having students write their names on the slide so that you know who did what. Okay, so this is one. This is a fill in the blanks one. Again, you can do the text option, and then this is a Spanish one. Okay, no como carne, soy vegetariano. Okay, so they can complete this. This one is a word bank to label the diagram. So again, they can This is a science one, so they can mantle, inner core, crust, outer core. Okay, so they can use text. You have to teach them how to do this, okay, everyone? But this is just probably the outer core, right? And anyway, or they can draw. My son is 6, so he likes to draw. So if I were using this with lower grades, I would definitely use the drawing more, okay, because they like writing this way. Yes, they can drag and drop. What else? There is an option for drag and drop too. This is a Venn diagram, compare, contrast. Again, this is a drawing slide that they can use. So if you're doing some compare, contrast activities. This one is video. So I wanted to show you how this is great. So I don't know if you are having problems with playback videos, but again, I have seen teachers playing or doing the virtual tours with students, and we cannot see it. There is a delay in playing the video, and this, you just play the video yourself on your computer, and the resolution is great. You don't have any delays in playing it back, because the students can also click on it and play it. Okay, and then you have a drawing slide that listen to the story, draw a picture of the setting, for example. That's an idea. So you play the video and then they can draw. This one is an active listening, and it's a bar one where you can drag the icon, okay, to where you are. So explain your perspective to your partner. They listen to them, repeat it back. Did they repeat you accurately? Rate their first try, for example. So that's an idea. So you drag the items. This one is what Laura asked, so drag the operators to make the equation. So you can drag, right, the responses here. So this is an equal. Seven minus 5 equals 2. Okay, so that's a dragging one. The plus here, 2 plus 5. This is a writing one, and this for this is for an exit ticket, pearls of wisdom. Katie, I think I answered your question, right? The text. So these were plus and minus, but you can do the same with text too. This is an active, an exit ticket. And this one I love, you can do at the end of the class. So how helpful was this workshop today? And then you can drag the icon, right? So how helpful was this lesson today? So you can have that quick assessment. Okay, so let me show you now how you can do that. So you might be thinking, wow, but this is really difficult to make these designs and these beautiful slides. So I have a very good news for you. You don't have to make these, they are already there. You just have to adapt them to your own teaching. So everyone, I want to turn your attention to my shared screen so that I can show you so how to do it. So once you install Pear Deck, it will either be here under add-ons, Pear Deck for Google Slides, or it will be here like mine. So if it's here, when you click on it, you will open this deck. You have to create your slides with the deck on. So this toolbar here needs to be showing so that your slides can be Pear Deckerized, okay, using a new expression. So I'm gonna show, so Annie, I'm gonna show you examples of high school, especially what I'm using with my own students that are really good for high school. So, okay, so you have to have this on, and you have a template library here. So you create your Google Slides. For example, I created these, the Scania NY Connected. That's what I'm doing with my students. We are We are having joint classes with high school students from Italy. So that's why I have a lot of high school examples. Okay, then here you have a template library and you have many examples. But before I go to the template library, I want to show you this. So this will turn your slides into what we saw. So if you want to create your own slides from scratch, you just go to the slide and then you click on what you want the slide to be. So if you want it to be text like the online chat, it's gonna be this. If you want it to make a choice, have a multiple choice, it's gonna be this option. If you wanna have a number slide is more for math. So for example, how much is 2 plus 7? And then they can put the answer, 9, for example, okay? If you want to have a website, for example, a video, it's going to be this one. If you want to have a drawing slide, which is this one is a drawing slide. So for example, if I go here, I'm going to click draw, and then it will make this slide a drawing slide, okay? And then draggable is the one that you have the little balls, right? Or a scale, then it's this one. So this is if you want to do everything from scratch. Then, if you want to add audio to the slide, for example, if you want to make a module and you want to put you saying something right behind this slide, that's what you're going to click to record something behind this slide, okay? I haven't used this feature yet because I haven't used it as an asynchronous tool, but it looks really cool. It's a new tool. They just added it last week, okay? So let me see if there's any... I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the template library because you're gonna get so excited that you're gonna want to do this tomorrow. Okay, so when you click on the template library, you have so many really amazing options. And I haven't seen this much with Nearpod. So that's one thing that I'm really enjoying using PearDeck because there are so many templates. So first, you have lesson builders. You have templates for beginning of the lesson, during the lesson, and end of the lesson. I showed you, for example, the filling up the bucket and draining it is a beginning of the lesson one. So these are bell ringers and do nows. So a lot of examples here. So this one, for example, I just got from here and changed the background to white. Okay, what are you wondering? We use this one. All right, so those are templates for beginning of the lesson. You have templates for during the lesson. Summarize what you've just learned. It's a writing slide. Is this statement true or false? These are really good for check-in. Drag your dot to how you're feeling. I have been using this a lot with my students. I did it today with them. It was amazing because I knew that some were here and some did not understand. This one I love too. I've been using it a lot. It's a concept map. They are adaptable. Yes, Leslie, they are totally adaptable. You click on them and you can change them. You can change what they say. Yes, you can say high, low instead of fill bucket for sure. You can, so you have agree, disagree. You have so many. The one that I use for step by step is here too. You have stretch break, really, really nice. And then you have, do you feel comfortable sharing? The one that I used. Then end of the lesson, you also have a lot. So you have the exit ticket one, you have in 1 minute, write the most important thing you learned, circle how you are feeling, pretend your friend was absent from class today, summarize another exit ticket, etc. So you have many templates here to use. Then you also have templates for critical thinking and social emotional learning. I love the social emotional learning ones. So the fill in the buckets is the social emotional learning. You have moment of silence. I've loved using the stress check. So how are you feeling? Because right now we are all so stressed out. So this one is like, I am at a comfortable place. This one is, there's something bothering me. I'm not totally comfortable. This one is, I'm not comfortable at all. So this has been very useful to use during this time, etc. So you have so many really great ideas. This one, describe a perspective different from your own. I use the active listening. And the critical thinking ones are amazing as well, making connections. So every class I try to use a different ones because there are so many ideas here. It even enhances my class. Okay, and then finally we have the subject areas one, and they are amazing. So we have for little ones here, for math, for science, social studies, world languages, and ELA. So so Annie said high school example. So go to the ELA and world languages ones. They are amazing. So if we want to explore, because we are more ELA connected, most of us, so we have the compare contrast, we have the correct the sentence, drag the dots to nouns. So you have to make it a draggable, right, slide, understanding the reading, story map, illustrate, etc. Okay, so this is how, so you just have to click on them and adapt to them. It will include them automatically. So for example, let's say I want to include a social emotional one here, moment of silence here. It will include right after this slide. And then there you go. This is really, it's like graphic organizer. Yes, exactly. It's graphic, exactly. That's how it, and it's really helped me with making my Zoom classes more interactive, because before I didn't want to just talk and then have the students talk. This one helps with student participation and voice, and it's amazing. I love it. So then Laura is asking, when students complete these on their slides, where do they go? So let me show you where these go. Okay, so now, for example, today I taught this lesson here, and the students and they wrote, let's see, what was the part that, because I've been using Padlet a lot too, everyone. So they wrote here, right? It was a blank canvas. So I asked them, if you have a blank canvas, what would you do? The first thing that you would do after quarantine. And then, so they all wrote here. So when it finished, I clicked on end presentation, and then it gets stored directly in my drive, in my Google Drive folder. So there is a folder that they create here. For example, this is for our own presentation, I think. So see, everyone that participates creates a folder, a Google Doc for each student, okay? And then you have their work. So here we have takeaways from the session. Let me try to show you what it looks like. For example, so everything gets stored. So the way you know who's is they can write their name when they log in, or you can ask them to write their names on the slides so that you know who they are, okay? So I think a safer way to know who each person is just ask them to write their names on their slides, on their workspace, so that you know who is who. I think that's the safest way of doing it. The files, it's funny because I see here that my files, the names, they don't have their names. So I'm sure there might be a way of having their names somewhere, but I think we have to, maybe in the settings, we have to set it up in a way that will ask them to write their names, right, so that we can record it. I'll look into it. I haven't used this much because I'm not keeping track of this for grading, but I think it is a useful tool, and we have to do it if you're using it for assessment, especially informal assessment, which is nice. So I'll look into it to find the answer. But the good thing is that it stores everything, and it's, I think it's possible. It's just a matter of knowing how to do it. There is I put this here on this slide. It's a 6-minute Pear Deck tutorial. That was the one that I used to get started. I also have another one that I explained a lot of basics too, and it's on the New York State TESOL website as well. But you have to play with it a little bit to be able to enjoy, you know, and use all the features. And I see that students really like it. They have been so appreciative of us using this. And my son too. My son is 6 so this is the elementary experience that I'm having right now with my son. And he really enjoys when he can participate, because these synchronous sessions can be really massive and just very tiring for students to just sit and listen, right? So this way they can interact with the slides, and you will have very interactive activities. Yes. So you can, so Laura is asking if you can create a series of lessons and post on Google Classroom. Yes. So each of one of those is a link that you can share. And again, you can have 2 modes. You can have the instructor's mode, and you can have the mode of pacing, and then you can have the student pacing. So the student pacing is the asynchronous mode. So they can, let's say, do all of these activities. For example, watch a video and draw, do a multiple choice, do a fill in the blanks, a draggable on their own time at home. They don't have to be in the synchronous lesson to do it. I think they will keep the free trial for schools. So Annie is asking the cost of it, but I would make I am thinking that they will always have a free trial. They have a pro version which might have more templates, but the free version is always there. So, and if you really like it, you can make a case in your school and see if other teachers are using it, and see if your school buys it, because especially with us teaching online, I think that this makes it so much better for online teaching. It's just fun. It's fun and interactive and meaningful. You can do so much. It's like scaffolding. It makes scaffolding better in this kind of environment. For sure, yeah. So you can definitely use this in class, and then when you go online, yeah, you can do both. So I think my part of this has finished what I had to share with you, but if you have any questions, I have a couple of minutes, and then if you just want to try, and then let me know if you run into any problems, or you just contact me. I'm available, and this presentation will be available on the website if you want to watch it again. If it was too fast on your own time. And I want to thank you all for coming, and hopefully it was useful. If anyone has any questions or would like to see any more examples, let me see here. We have a few. Thank you so much, everyone. Oh, so Annie, you're saying you cannot find the content area examples in your versions. So I told PearDeck that I was going to do this presentation. I think they gave me a few pro permission. So I'm gonna see if I can find it, and then maybe I can put you on our nice TESOL website, Laura, because I think they are extending the pro version for teachers for 3 months. Oh, okay. So they are not able to skip questions asynchronously. So Sherry, on your pod, I haven't tried it, but maybe. I think there's always a way you can set these things up, but I haven't explored this option yet. So the question is if we can skip questions and things. I think you might. We have to look at the settings and see. Thank you. May add to this to your project, and I hope so. It makes it really so. The only thing, prepare for the setting in the beginning. Give a lot of time for people to go to join PD and input the code, you know, so that people get used to it. So that to me, that's the only frustration that might come up. Okay, so we have a question here. How do we get the Pear Deck to the slides? Okay, so I'll go back here to show you. So when you go to add-ons in your on Google Slides, you will see Pear Deck. Okay, once you install it, you want to sign up for it, you will see it, and then you open it under add-ons. How do you organize it? I organize it as any Google Slides. So I organize it in my Google Drive, for example. This is my sociolinguistics class, so I put under my folder sociolinguistics. It is a Google Slide show in any case. So it just has these added features, but the format is a Google Slide file. No worry, Christine. It hopefully it's recorded and we'll be able to share. No limits, I think, for people in class. There are no limits for students. Yeah, I think I would highly recommend you everyone to try this and use it, because it does really make your class so much better. I have to say it does. And we are ESL teachers, so anything that scaffolds the lesson is so much better. And this allows us to be ourselves, to be ESL teachers, real ones, ENL, ESL, EAL teachers. Yes, please everyone join Nice TESOL. You can, so we had a question about CTLE credits. So let me go back to that slide. You go to, so again, support us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, like us, like this webinar, tell people that you are learning. And then going back to the CTLE credits, let me go back there. You have to join Nice TESOL and become a part of this wonderful community, okay? And yeah, please join us. Laura is a wonderful president. Thank you so much, Laura. It's such an honor that you joined us today. And thank you all. You were amazing. And please try this. I'm sure you will love it and your students will love it. You're doing a great job, everyone. De nada. And happy Teachers Appreciation Day and week. Thank you, everyone. So see you next time.